I'm called Amoko Joseph. Yeah, I'm one of the trainees under Youth Empowerment Foundation. I had gone through the podcast training. Based on the training, we learned a lot of things. It was about how you bring information into podcasts. Just bring information you record information so you can add out to the community so they can hear. It's like giving out awareness. Well, sometimes in the community, it's not that everywhere information is given out, and some people have problems of there's something that the people don't know about. So with this information, I'll collect data from the community, so that the information, their cries are given out to the outside world, so that even the outside world can know about what is happening right now in Pagrinya, right now in our settlement right now. And with this information, I can even teach my fellow peers about this new knowledge, so that they can also bring information that can help also the community. And I've discovered that there are a lot of jobs under podcasts. Sometimes podcasts can keep youths very busy. Like, we believe that when youths are idle, it's like a devil's workshop. But when youths come together and get this information about podcasts, they'll be at a higher level of maybe reducing some problems in the community. And from this thing of podcasts, they say one who's doing podcasts knows what he's talking about. Like, if I was talking about early pregnancy, I will not involve myself in it. I will not be one of those people involving myself. So I know how it is bad. Because when someone's come to do podcast, you have to collect some information. Why is it bad? So, and with the information I have about podcast training that Youth Empowerment Foundation has provided, and plus some other things that I've acquired from Youth Empowerment Foundation, I believe that youth can be transformed through podcasts. Well, as we talk right now, we have recorded some podcasts, like one about early pregnancy. It was about motherhood is not for childhood, and even right now, it's not out to the whole community, but few people have it. And we also had some podcasts about corona. And when I was talking before about the importance of these things, we believe that the youths are the potent agents of change. And with these podcasts, and with the information that we have, and with the knowledge we have got, we believe that we can transform these youths into better and resourceful youths. As we talk right now, some youths are wandering out on the streets right now, having nothing to do, chatting at the center sides. When these youths are brought together, like maybe when we can say that maybe one day youth will organize that, let them come at the center here. We shall teach them about the bad things and the good effects of this. What they're doing is bad through podcast. With their experience, and when they're transformed, they also get that. After getting the knowledge, they will put it into podcasts, and they will also add out to the community, to their fellow friends. And when we had this podcast training, after the training, I got some 6 people after the training. I brought them here. I also gave them some little knowledge about the podcast training. And I'm sure right now as we talk, they also have the knowledge. It's only now the matter of the resources which are not there. If the switches were there, as we talk right now, they will find they are busy recording. Like, there are very many people who have now attained the knowledge. And there are some people who are putting in good use. Like I was talking, we also made a podcast about corona. It was about what you should do, the SOPs. So, once this reaches to the community, we know that in Africa we believe by hearing. And when this thing reaches the community will say, okay, this is what we should do. We should wash our hands with sanitizers. We should stay home when you're sick. So, I think the knowledge of podcasts have done a lot in our community right now. Like, I personally, the challenge I'm facing, sometimes you want to record, and the problem is you don't have any private equipment that you can use maybe for recording from other places. And if you want to record, you may have to come here, and sometimes you are busy with school. So if you had your own requirements, you can record your own thing from home. As you record, you upload to internet. If not, you start giving out to your fellow friends and your fellow peers so they listen to it. And the problem that all of us are facing right now, people who have attained the knowledge, is that still the same thing. But sometimes, because at first when we had initiated the Youth FG podcast. It is just a small community where we come together. We organize that we come on Saturdays. We record maybe like 1 or 2 podcasts. We prepare, then we publish. Like we also created it is on Anchor. Yeah, on Anchor there we have the Youth FG podcasts. We have some podcasts there. So for this podcast to reach the community, we're supposed to get time. One of the problems is time. Like with school, you cannot balance. And if it was possible, like we had all the requirements at our places, we could record, just upload. Maybe after school, maybe in the evening you come, record. And that is one of the biggest problems that we're facing today. Well, according to the problem that I've mentioned, I think the only and the most effective way is if it was possible, maybe that and even I forgot to mention, there's this problem of mics. By then we had very poor mics for recording. The mics were, sometimes you record something, but it does not give clear voices. So if it was possible, maybe they will increase some of the mics, make better mics. And also like maybe they should, maybe personally we, who are under the Refugee podcast, they should give us some equipment. Like they can say, Joseph, you go and record about this. Here are the requirements. If they don't want us to take it completely, they can say you bring it back on this day. You take tomorrow, you record, and then you bring it back. So I think that's what they should put forward. Well, what I want to tell them is that we as young people, we are still young. We are venturing the world, and when we are venturing the world, we come across very many things. Sometimes the good things and the bad things. When you grow up in you are under bad influence, you also go bad. But we still believe that change can be brought to a community. That's why we come every day saying that youths are the potent agents of change. That word there alone brings a lot of things into our mind. Youths are the potent agents of change. You, me, we're all agents of change. So, not me taking the first step, you also take the first step. Let's take the first step together. And like podcasts, when you come, you should come and also to this center and get that knowledge. From getting this knowledge, you acquire very many things. Sometimes you don't know where you fall in future, but with this small knowledge, you can attain something. That time that you waste maybe like wandering around the streets, involving yourself with bad peers, you can come, take that time, and then you get some knowledge. With the knowledge you get, you can maybe open up some small center for podcasts. Just you create podcasts, you help the community. And another thing is that, like what I've seen today is that the community, with the youths, the only problem that we're facing right now, like I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about this, but recently in our school here, some students had a strike. They were striking against their own school. So I don't know if they will be listening to this, but if they're listening, I wanted to say, the school is helping us, and everything that is given to us by people we don't know, we should not take it for granted. We should take it into use so they can help us in future. As we talk right now, I'm very grateful to the Youth Empowerment Foundation for giving us the chance to get this knowledge about podcasts. I know it is the only training I had from Youth Empowerment Foundation, but I know there are still other trainings that I'm going to participate in. And from every knowledge that I get, I would put it into good use. And plus also to my fellow youths out there listening, come. This thing is not for only us, it's for everyone. It's good when you attain knowledge from some sources. It will help us in future. To stop this thing, the problems that we have today, we shall be creating awareness to the community. We shall make sure that youths are not idle. And when youths are not idle, we shall attain very many things in our environment, in our community today. Well, by the looks of it, it's wonderful, but it's really, really wonderful. I can take this to be my school. It's now like it's where I attend my